Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority is deepening collaboration with the judiciary to ensure fair interpretation and enforcement of aviation laws. At the 2025 NCAA Judges Conference, key stakeholders stressed that aligning the judiciary and regulatory authorities is critical for strengthening investor confidence and global competitiveness in Nigeria's aviation sector. Our correspondent, Idoreen Flannan, now reports.
It was a gathering of regulators, members of the bench, and industry stakeholders as the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority convened the 2025 Judges Conference, a strategic forum designed to bridge the gap between aviation regulators and the judiciary. For the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Barrister Festus Keyamo, collaboration between regulators and the judiciary builds trust, and trust, he says, drives investment confidence in the industry.
The aviation sector is all about safety. And it's safety, safety, safety. To ensure this safety and enforce this safety, it's about enforcement of regulations and rules and laws also. So we need the backing of the judiciary to make this happen. For instance, I'll give an example of the very much talked about Cape Town Convention. Before we came into office, there was almost zero compliance by Nigeria. But because of my background and my training, and because of the help of my colleagues too, who also understood the language I was talking about when I complained to them about our lack of compliance, they all collaborated. The Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, I'm sure you heard that I acknowledged him. The judges of the Federal High Court, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, they all helped to ensure that we put those practice direction in place.
Director Gladys Odebaru, representing the guest of honor, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, highlighted the role of the judiciary in maintaining the balance between safety regulations and fair business practices.
Thus, while claims for damages arising from carriage by air must be brought under the Montreal Convention, domestic laws determine procedural matters and persons entitled to bring up a claim. This decision has set a precedent for balancing international uniformity with local realities, reinforcing the judiciary's role in shaping aviation jurisprudence. Globally, courts in Canada, the United Kingdom, and the European Union have grappled with similar questions, particularly around the exclusivity of the Convention and its applicability to emotional distress, delay, and baggage claims. These rulings emphasize the Convention's primacy while recognizing the need for contextual interpretation, especially in cases involving consumer protection and involving passenger rights.
Director General of the NCAA, Captain Chris Najomo, underscored the need for deeper understanding of aviation laws by all players in the justice system.
Obligations on the key instruments such as the Convention of International Civil Aviation of 1944 and the Montreal Convention of 1999 reflect our nation's dedication to international best practices. Yet, conventions achieve their true force only when upheld in our courts, and this is where the critical role of the judiciary comes in. Through their judgments, our judges interpret not just the letter of the law, but its spirit and intent, thereby balancing the interests of passengers, operators, regulators, and the state.
Discussions also centered on Nigeria's commitment to international aviation conventions, regulatory compliance, and the need for continuous judicial education in the evolving air transport landscape. The conference, organized by the NCAA, is expected to foster a more informed judiciary and deepen confidence in Nigeria's aviation sector. One verdict, one regulation at a time. From the nation's capital, Idoreen Flannan, ADBN News.